You're very welcome to Barrett and Holt inside Tall Barrett. We were a little bit bored today as we were done with the recent raid content, so we had a closer look at a few things on the PTR. This is the new boss of the Barrett and Holt, Occu'thar, and as you can see it's a small demon dog which looks incredibly similar to Imolta of the Dire Maul. The whole fight is pretty easy. The boss once again only has 3 abilities, just like Pit Lord Argaloth, and as you can also read about the whole thing in the dungeon journal, this is our first try and also our first kill, so you shouldn't have too many problems with this. The only thing that might be a bit dangerous would be the eye attack that you're watching right here. But there's a raid warning coming with it, something like Occu'thar begins to cast eyes off Occu'thar. Then there is some of Occu'thar's eye action starting to kick in. When that happens, one of those eyes appear near each player, except near the tanks. That's why we gather, so that we can get all eyes focused on one point to then destroy the eyes with the AoE spells, because the eyes inflict some shadow damage on each player, and after 10 seconds, if they live longer than 10 seconds, this huge flame area emerges around them. That's why we gather, destroy them, and then run apart quickly to get out of this potentially dangerous fire zone. That zone is indeed the most dangerous during this attack, as it strikes for approximately 25,000 shadow damage on each player, which isn't little. You have to get out of there as fast as you can so you don't die in there. Beside this attack, which appears quite regularly against the group, players get singled out with focused fire, which is a pink beam at the position of the player, here visible at the left-hand side of the screen. The player has to run out of it, so not much can happen to him. Those were all abilities against the group. Additionally, there is an ability against the tanks, of which you need 2 for this fight. As you can see, we are tanking Occu'thar relatively close to the wall, with the group spreading out behind him. Both tanks are standing approximately 120 degrees apart, because Occu'thar's flame breath attack has a radius of about 90 degrees. The breath itself inflicts circa 110,000 damage, but he also leaves a debuff on the tank for 30 seconds, making it extremely vulnerable, raising the damage for 100%. That's why the second tank has to taunt Occu'thar as soon as the first one received one of the flame breath. It goes back and forth for a while, and there's only little more to pay attention to. We used 3 healers here because we just came from a Firelands raid. They didn't have much to do here. The battle is definitely feasible with 2 healers. But as you are playing among PvP players who you gathered randomly for this boss, it might be wise to appear with 3 healers, as your players, who are not very experienced yet, could use some extra healing. So you need 2 tanks, 2 to 3 healers, and the rest are DPS. That's all you need to know about this boss. If there is an enrage timer, I can't tell, as we managed to get him down during the first try. I hope you have as much luck during your first try. I want to thank you for listening and say goodbye.